Okay, so for this question, we are performing a full contrast stretch on this image over here, and we are going to assume that the dynamic range of our image falls anywhere between 0 to 15. That means our variable k equals to 16, which is the number of values between 0 to 15. Therefore, k minus 1 will be 16 minus 1, which will be equal to 15, right? And b, our variable b over here is going to be the biggest value in our original image. So in this case, it'll be 11. Our a is going to be the smallest value in our image, which is 1. So this is the min, and that equals to 1. And b minus a is simply going to be 11 minus 1, which is equal to 10. So here's the equation that we're going to use to perform the stretch. It's going to be k minus 1 divided by b minus a multiplied by the image pixel that we're working on. So we're going to go pixel by pixel over here. We're going to simply take the value and plug it into over here, and then subtract that by a. So let's perform a stretch on the very first pixel, which in this case is at the location 0, 0. Now, since pixel intensities have to be integers, we are going to add 0.5 to this, and then take the floor of the values that we get. So we're going to do floor of k minus 1, which is always going to be 15, divided by b minus a, which will be 10. Now multiply that by the pixel value that we have over here. So over here we have 1 minus a, which is 1. And we're going to add 0.5 to that. So what does that give us? 1 minus 1 goes to 0. That means all of this is 0. That means we're left with the floor of 0.5, which is 0, right? So we've computed our stretched intensity for the very first pixel over here, and that's going to be 0. Now, since our equation is going to be going to result in the same value, for all intensities where we have a 1, we can safely assume that all these 1s will translate to 0 and 0 in the stretched image. Now, let's take a look at the third pixel over here, which is at location 0, 2. Again, we're going to do the floor of k minus 1, which is 15, divided by b minus a, which is 10. In here, we have intensity at ij, so that's going to be 3. Subtract that by a, which will be 1. Add 0.5 to that, and then take the floor. So what do we get here? We get the floor of 1.5 multiplied by 2 plus 0.5, which equals to the floor of 3 plus 0.5, which is the floor of 3.5, which equals to 3. So now we can put 3 over here, and let's check for other 3's in the image. So we have 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over here. So all of these are going to be 3's. So now if you carry out the calculations for the rest of these pixels over here, you should get the following. And there you go. That's how you perform full contrast stretch.